Week 2 of the SFL kicks off this evening from Jornada del Muerto as the Albuquerque Adams host the Denver Nightwings. Good evening, everybody. I'm Mike Daggs, and with me in the booth is Gerald Smith. Our stats crew tonight, Ron Haynes and Rochelle Colston, along with Commissioner and producer Cameron Irvine. You are watching the Simulation Football League on YouTube. Gerald, how you doing tonight?
Doing good. I'm wondering if I had to bring my biohazard suit along with the birds that are visiting here, too, because I don't know, man.
It looks like something toxic in the air.
It sure does.
I love these uniforms. They really pop. Jornada del Muerto Stadium. Do you know that Jornada del Muerto was the name that was given by the Spanish conquistadors to the Jornada del Muerto Desert Basin and the almost waterless 90-mile trail across the Jornada, beginning north of La Cruces and ending south of Socorro, New Mexico. It's a waterless desert wasteland.
Okay, out of all that, and then you know what I got out of that was just literally that I think you literally pronounced conquistadors wrong, and you said conquistadors.
There's a Q in there.
You say qua?
Hey, listen, man. I don't know. Denver's going to start with the football first. Kick is in the air and on its way, dropping down at about the 20 and returned. Oh, still returning it, getting all the way up to the 44-yard line. A great return by Andre Goodman. That is where Gene Struthers will start off on offense for the Nightwings. Talked about it in the Matt Wilson Weekly Kickoff Show. Denver scoring the most points in the league in Week 1 with 34. Struthers, deep drop, throwing down the right sideline and picking right up where they left off. Dylan Lewis climbs the ladder, gets the catch, gets the first down in Albuquerque territory.
And what a huge first play from scrimmage. I was about to criticize Gene Struthers for taking a 36 step drop back there, right? It almost looked like he was running backing himself up into a sack.
Heading into the tunnel. He's like, I'm out.
Right. He was able to find Dylan Lewis right there wide open, and now quickly they are in field goal range right here at the 30-yard line of Albuquerque.
A 36-yard pickup. Pass over to the left-hand side is incomplete. Intended target was Jeremy Mosley. The starting offense for the Denver Nightwings. Quarterback is Gene Struthers. Halfback is Bailey O'Shaughnessy. The fullback, R.E. Mills. At wide receiver, Dalton Barker, Logan Keel, Jeremy Mosley, and Dylan Lewis with the 36-yard catch. Chris Alther and Marquise Sango are the tight ends. Marcella Martin and Carly Forge are the guard and center on this offensive line. Second down and 10. Struthers keeps it to the sky. Pocket holds up well, and it is tipped and picked off. William Patterson gets the pick and brings it back to the Albuquerque 32-yard line. And first turnover of the ball game comes on the first drive.
And did I see Jack Napier right there tipping it right there?
Sure did.
And getting it right to, his fellow defender and William Patterson?
Stormy skies here in Albuquerque tonight. Hope the rain holds off because Gerald doesn't like getting wet. First down and 10 from the 32.
I don't even like sweating.
I know, man. That's why you had to move out of Louisiana.
Facts.
Yes, sir. So Cyrus Jive on his first pass of the ball game checks it down to the left-hand side. Jason Williams gets the catch. Only gets back to the line of scrimmage. Second down.
Yeah, we're going to see what they're going to do offensively, too, because we know, Denver able to put up a lot of points last week, and Albuquerque just struggled to move the ball and actually struggled to score a lot of points last week. They only give up they only got a touchdown last week.
Jive down the left-hand side. That one's complete to Greg Corky for an Albuquerque first down. Cyrus Jive is the quarterback. Craig Reynolds and Jason Williams are the halfbacks. Justin Williams is the fullback. At wide receiver, Ronnie Shanahan, Michael Knight, Greg Corky, and Kay Marion. Jack Wall is the tight end. The tackle is Queen Porter. Guard, Jerian Jones, and Leah Williams. First down and 10 in Denver territory. First run that we've seen of the ball game. Taken by Williams up the middle for 3.
Yeah, they got a pair of Williams is in the backfield with Jason Williams at halfback and Jerson Williams at fullback. So, and those are, not strangers to actually running the ball successfully in the league.
Running back bottled up in the backfield that time. That was Craig Reynolds. Got stuck behind his offensive lineman. They'll spot him with a 1-yard gain, bringing up a 3rd down and 6. Three wide receiver look, split backs in the backfield. Jive to throw. Rolls out to the right. Pressure on its way. Jive's going to take off. Puts his shoulder down and is only able to gain a yard, bringing this drive to a close. And Gerald, that would have been a great opportunity for Albuquerque to try to capitalize on turnovers. Obviously only scored one time last week. This would have been a good opportunity to do it. Just not able to put it together.
Yeah, and only been able to move about 20 yards with their offense right there. Now there's, in the force to punt right here. So, hopefully their defense can, maybe get some more turnovers and stuff like that to be able to give themselves the ball back and actually start maybe winning some field position.
A good Albuquerque bounce on that punt sets Denver up back at their own 18-yard line. Gene Struthers threw an interception on the opening possession. Was trying to get a pass out to Jeremy Mosley. Targeted twice, no catches thus far. And still no runs from the Denver offense. We'll see our first run here. Bailey O'Shaughnessy takes the carry and loses a yard as he gets tackled for a loss by Bryant James. Bailey O'Shaughnessy last week, 113 rush yards. That was 3rd highest in the SFL.
Yeah, but he's number 1 in carries, right? So he's getting a lion's share of the load, right, with 27 carries on last week and leads the actual league in that category. So
did find the end zone last week in one of Denver's many scores. Struthers, he's going to take off with it himself. Picks up a couple of yards. They'll spot him for a 3-yard gain. 3rd down and 8. See what Denver can do here on a 3rd and long.
Yeah, and to see if, Albuquerque can get into those passing lanes, similar to what they did on the last drive. Gene Struthers, last week had 3 picks that he threw, and he's already got 1 today.
Struthers to throw up top, complete. Can he break away? He does. Lowers the shoulder and does not get to the line to gain. Picked up 5, but finally connecting with Mosley for the first time today. Brought out of bounds by Daniel Valentine.
Yeah, and that was a first down saving tackle by Daniel Valentine, too, because he broke that first initial tackle. Looked like he had a free first down, but Valentine able to come in and clean it up and force a punt.
Toby Gowan on to punt for the Nightwings. Return taken back at about the 34, brought up to the 43-yard line.
And this is what we were talking about right here, right? Right when they punted back to Denver, said, hey, maybe they can start playing this field position battle right here. And they've actually got, field position in their favor right here. They're starting at their own 43, right? So they don't have too far to go to potentially start putting some points on the board. I don't know.
It's not good.
No, it's not. Like, everything's glowing in here.
It's very strange. First down picked up by Jason Williams. Albuquerque they've shown they're able to move the ball a little bit.
Yeah, and they were and that's a good way to start the drive, right? Just start it out, just kind of get out there, let the defense kind of drop back a little bit, drop it off in the flats, and allow your backs to do the work right there for you. And they did that right there, and now they're actually right here at the 40 of Denver.
Jive. Ooh. Pass nearly picked off, and if he had hauled that one in, Gerald, your boy Melanishan would have taken that right to the house.
Yeah, I love me some Melanishan, right? Him being with Louisiana for so long.
Yeah.
Him and I spent some days together in the old London days as well. So
you're going
he's
way back.
Way back. Look, and he was an all-star back then, right, in London. So,
Drive under center on 2nd down. Pressure coming quick, but he gets the pass away. K. Marion, his intended target, but pass was broken up. Luke Schreiner on the breakup, 3rd down and 10. On the defensive line, Gerald Cumbus, Hugo Reynosa, Logan Gardner, Brenda Puff, and Joseph Sabolka. The linebackers, Luis Quintana, John Martin, and Stefan Forge. In the secondary, Luke Schreiner, Parker Thomas, Lucas DeVore, and of course, Jeff Milanishin. 4 wide receivers set on 3rd down. Jive to throw, fades back, pumps, and sacked. Ripped down by Cumbus. A big loss on the play of 8.
Yeah, it looks like Jive just got back there and was looking for somebody deep and kind of pump fake. Thought he was going to let it go, but he gave the defender just enough time to come around and be able to bring him to the ground. I mean, they got to credit, Denver's got to credit their defensive backs right there for holding true with the wide receivers and forcing the quarterback right there to take a sack. But I mean, Albuquerque seems like they're pretty content with trying to play this field position game right now.
Week 2 edition, Buzz Killington punts this one away. Punt will drop down at the 20 and only returned up to the 22-yard line. And Denver will get another shot at it. So let's take a peek at their drive summaries real quick. Gerald, on Denver's first drive, they threw an interception. And, of course, on drive number 2, had to punt that one away as we see a comparison to the team stats. Both teams playing very comparably.
And not a whole lot going on. You thought Denver was doing something, but they threw that pick early on. Now it's just been like 3 and outs.
O'Shaughnessy with a 1-yard pickup. Bryant James on the tackle. The Albuquerque defense, Chris Porter, Leo Jefferson, and Joshua Williams on the defensive line. Linebackers are Seth Berlin, Keenan Samuels, and William Patterson. In the secondary, Amar Bryant Jr., Daniel Valentine, TJ Frosty, Jack Napier, and Bryant James. Another pickup of about a yard. Brings up another 3rd down and 8.
And this Albuquerque defense, right? I mean, they are the first time they actually moved up to the big leagues right here. But they actually have 5 all-star players on the defensive side of the ball. So they know how to play ball on the defensive side for Albuquerque.
They sure do. There's 4 on offense, too. Multi-season all-stars. Like K. Marion. Play action. Struthers in trouble. Backed. And 2 drives in a row and a sack. Joshua Williams getting that one, the 13-season vet. Adds another on to his illustrious career.
Yeah, not only do they have 2 Studley Williams on offense, the side of the ball Albuquerque does, they have the long-time defensive tackle. 13 seasons, like you said, coming in there and sacking the quarterback and forcing his punt.
Punt taken back at about the 30-yard line. Nice return. Spins off 1 tackle, gets it up to the 41-yard line.
And that was a very, very good punt right there. But look, I think this is what Albuquerque's wanted. We've had a lot of 3 and outs, at least on the last 3-ish possessions for these teams, right? In terms of, them just sitting there wanting to punt it and everything else. So the defense have stepped up and actually forcing their opponent to consecutive 3 and outs.
Cyrus Jive back under center, 3 of 5 for 37 yards so far. 6th pass is complete. Checks it down to Justin Williams, who's still inbounds. Oh, I thought he picked up the 1st down. They mark him with 2nd and inches. Maybe he stepped out. He's definitely tackled past the line.
And that's something that they had success to start their last drive, right? The very first play, they ran that same type of play, got the same type of yardage, and then their drive kind of stalled out. So, I mean, I would turn to it again. I mean, if it keeps getting us yards and if the flats are going to be open.
Hand off up the gut, gets the 1st down easily. Jason Williams gets the pickup. Fresh set of downs for Albuquerque. If you are new to the Simulation Football League, welcome. The SFL is football for everyone. Get off the sideline and start your player today by joining our Discord server at simfl.net. Click the Join the Community button and begin your career just to meet the stars of the SFL on and off the field. It's never too late to get involved. And look at Albuquerque go. Back-to-back plays with a first down. Justin Williams picking another one up.
Yeah, and they actually like to use their fullback in many different ways, right? So they got them blocking right for the halfbacks. Then they turn out to, hey, we're going to throw it out to you in the passing game, and then we're going to let you run it out on a toss. And wouldn't you know, their leading receiver on the team is their fullback.
Justin Williams, 6 receptions last week, 38 yards. Right on cue, Mr. Smith. Right on cue.
Mad skills.
Mad skills by our producer to, have a graphic ready to go for what you're talking about.
I gave him a layup.
Second down and 9. Minute 40 to go here in the opening frame. Williams moves up to the tight end position. Jive to throw. As time goes to the right-hand side, and a flag on the play. Looked like the receiver was getting mugged.
Yeah, there was something happening right there. I mean, for a ball to be thrown that badly out of bounds, wonder if we're going to get another look at it. Looked like Luke Schreiner was there. Oh, yeah, EMP'd it. He just says, nope, you're not getting close there.
First down and 10 inside the red zone.
Wow, it gets him inside the 15, at the 15.
Right at the 15-yard line, indeed. Split backs again. 19-yard penalty brings him up to the 15-yard line. Ball is handed off. Nice run by Jason Williams. He picks up 8. Second down and 2.
Hugo Reynosa got pancaked. He got pancaked by the left tackle on that end. Oh, man. That was a thing of beauty.
Offset eye on 2nd and 2. Ball is handed off. Third down and 1 is the spot. Luis Quintana picked him up and just laid him down, but I thought they might have gotten the first.
Yeah, I got to give credit to Queen Porter because she pancaked Hugo Reynosa, who is a 9-season vet, and she's a rookie. Pancaking that guy like that.
Final play of the first quarter is a touchdown right into the end zone, and we get our first points of the ball game. Michael Knight running it in from the wide receiver position.
Yeah, what do they do right there, right? They decide to change it up a little bit right there and actually hand it to the wide receiver who's a little bit more shifty inside, and he hurdled a guy, showed his athleticism, and got another touchdown on the board for the season for Albuquerque, and it gives them an early lead.
Albuquerque getting their second touchdown on the young season. And the extra point is up and good. And, of course, they're going to make liars out of me because after their 7-play, 58-yard drive, which I claimed would be the final play of the first quarter, of course, now, since they scored with 6 seconds left, there'll still be one more play. We'll see. Maybe it'll just be a kick return for a touchdown, and then I won't be a liar.
Yeah, no.
Help me out, Denver.
No, I think no.
I'm just a liar.
I think they're just slowing them down,
Could
man, because it's all this radiation. The radiation's getting to your brain too, apparently.
It sure is. Shout out to those of you joining us in the chat this evening. Appreciate you all being here. Brian James, Bailey O'Shaughnessy, Daniel Valentine, Swole Adventures. We got Joseph Guy Clausen. I don't think I've ever called a game where Joseph Guy Clausen's not there. Appreciate your support all the time. Mr. Clausen, Ronnie Shanahan's there. Mojo McLean. Let's see. Who else? Indianapolis Ramblers said sounds good. That's because we're talking. You know Chad loves us.
He better.
TJ Frosty, Daniel Valentine. Now we got the final play of the first quarter. O'Shaughnessy with a pickup of 3. 7-0 is your score at the end of the first quarter. The Albuquerque Adams out in front of the Denver Night Wings. You're watching the Simulation Football League on YouTube. I'm Mike Daggs. He's Gerald Smith. We've got Ron Haynes, Rochelle Colston with us on stats. Cameron Irvine at SFL Studios, our producer. get the second quarter started. Gene Struthers hands this one off to O'Shaughnessy. Gets almost all the way to the line to gain. 3rd down and 2. There was a couple of questionable spots on Albuquerque's last drive. That one, I thought that was going to be a 3rd and inches. They're calling it a 3rd and a whole 2 yards.
Yeah, especially if they get an inch or even a yard here and make it 4th and short, it's going to make you kind of wonder, like, hey, where's it? Where's the, maybe the radiation's affecting their brain too. They ain't seeing straight.
Could be.
And you got the coughs now.
Listen, at least I'm not choking to death on a pretzel this time. That was bad. Lessons were learned during the SFL convention. Lessons were learned. Handoff only picks up a yard. Dorsey Levens with the carry. Amar Bryant Jr. with the stop, and Denver's drive comes to a close once again. Gowan back onto the field to punt.
Yeah, and it looks like right there that questionable kind of spot on 2nd down kind of coming into play a little bit, right? They picked up a yard, and guess what they were? A yard short.
Had a lot of fun at the SFL convention, being able to do our first ever live show in front of a studio audience. That was awesome, getting the reactions, especially to our picks where we're getting cheers and boos at the same time. And it was a lot of fun. But, yeah, got a little cocky trying to call that game while I was eating a pretzel. It almost was the death of me.
It wasn't well. I just seen you do the roll with your finger. You gotta
keep going.
Keep going because I'm dying.
Then I tried to talk, and it sounded like I was being strangled. It was bad. Don't do that. There's no good will come of that. Jason Williams picks up 5. Albuquerque out in front.
And
here.
Because I am dedicated to the broadcast, and you are my best friend.
Yeah.
But dedicated broadcast, because the production matters.
It does. The show must go on.
I would have let you die.
Yeah, if I died, you just keep calling it. Like, to be clear, if that ever happens, if either of us just drops, it stays that way until the game is over. The other person just keeps on going. The show must go on. Parker Thomas gets the tackle of Craig Reynolds. 3rd down and inches coming up.
No sacrifices done for the production of the league.
Yeah. I'll just say we're having technical difficulties.
Yeah, Mr.
As your broadcast partner's laying dead on the floor. Yeah, it's technically a difficulty. I got this. Don't worry. Inches are needed, and they gave it to him. Williams, the radiation got to the refs. I expect a challenge flag, and there it is.
All right. So Quintana got in there so fast.
Well, let's take a retroactive look at the play presented by Retroid. Get your console to play SFL on at GoRetroid.com. I mean, I don't think he was close.
No, it was that was a TFL right there. Yeah, he didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. I would be very surprised if they leave the call. The call stands.
And the call on the field is indeed overturned. It will be 4th down. And head coach Jeremy Vega is pleased.
I would be too. He's back in the saddle.
Back in the saddle.
And they're
34
1-0.
points. Yeah. No points yet today.
Look out, SFL, because we all know what he can do when he's at the helm.
He's won a championship. Two championships. Killington punts this one away back to the 10. Nice return on the play up to the 23. Denver not really able to get much going on offense so far, Gerald. Their first drive obviously ending in a pick. Their next 3 all ending in punts, 3 and outs. All of them. They don't have a first down to their name yet. Excuse me, they do on the first drive. They did get some first downs on the first drive, but it ended in a pick.
Yeah, they got one because they had that big long pass, and then they just threw it away right there.
Yep,
So
36-yard pass to Dylan Lewis early on. Deep drop by Struthers again, this time down the left side. Deep pass again. Jeremy Mosley gets the catch this time, his first of the ball game. And a big pickup there.
I mean, but to your point, Denver has not had a drive longer than 4 plays. at all. So they're not staying on the field long enough to be able to get themselves, in a situation to even try and pick up points. So, the Albuquerque, credit to the Albuquerque defense up to this point.
1 yard pickup on that play brings up a 2nd down and 9.
And it's going to be really interesting to see, how Denver's going to keep approaching this right now, because it seems like Albuquerque defensively, is ahead of Denver in knowing what they're going to call.
Struthers hands it off to O'Shaughnessy. Run game has struggled to get going. A few yards picked up there, but a 3rd down and 4. Haven't seen a ton out of the running backs here for Denver.
Well, those 5 yards that Bailey O'Shaughnessy just picked up was all him. He had to break through, 3 tackles or something like that, and spin, and then pick up, the 5 yards.
Pass down the right-hand side. Tried to get it to Jeremy Mosley once again. That one well defended and incomplete. And another punch coming from Denver.
Let's say it again, similar to what they had on their very first drive, right? They threw a long pass for the 1st down on the very first play of that drive, and then after that, it's just a 3 and out. But on the first drive, they ended up throwing a pick. But still, the Albuquerque defense is setting, setting the tone of the game right here, with them being as good defensively have they been through about a quarter and a half.
Albuquerque will take back over at their own 28-yard line. Their success a little bit better than Denver so far tonight. Obviously, they have a touchdown, a 7-play drive that went into the end zone for 6. Extra point added on as well. But so far, really, the offensive production has been minimal from both of these squads. There's only been 2 drives that have been over 4 plays. Nice pickup by Williams, getting a 1st down. 6 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll take a peek at Williams' stats on the day. 1st down and 10, just before midfield. Jive 4 of 6 for about 46 yards. Pitch goes up top to Justin Williams. Stiff arms the defender. And I think he picked up the 1st down, but we'll check the flag.
It's a clipping call, blocking the back.
Yep, that'll back Albuquerque up a bit. Of course, Denver will accept. Backs Albuquerque all the way up to the 25. A huge penalty.
God, and I want to see on our second mind, we can see what happened there. But man, that's a huge play. You think you had 10+ yards going one way, and the next thing you know, you're going back the other way. Oh, and it was a senseless one. 2 was nowhere near the play. I saw it on the second monitor. Player was nowhere in a way to make any kind of a play, and caught him with the block.
1st and 25. Jive throws to Kay Marion. She gets the catch. Able to pick up about half of what they needed, setting them up with a 2nd and 13, and that's really all you can hope for on a 1st and 25 situation.
Yeah, it's try and pick up with what you lost, right? That's really what. Try and pick up what you lost. If you can't do it, you still have a couple more downs to pick it up.
Jive checks it down. Short pickup that time. They'll spot him with a 2-yard gain. Bring up a 3rd and 11. 15-yard penalty on first drive is just a drive killer.
Yeah, because guess what? On that play, it's kind of strange, because on that play, you had a 1st down. You had about 12 yards right there. And then guess what happened? At the end of it all, you end up getting a penalty and pushing you 15 yards further back.
Pass over the middle is caught for a 1st down, and a little assist by the Denver defender there. I didn't catch who that was, but Michael Knight with the catch. What was it, Quintana here? Yeah, look at that. Quintana carries him across the 1st down marker.
Man, just when you, I mean, trying to make a big hit and jar the ball loose and throw him to the ground. Hopefully he's going to drop it, but in doing so, you push him the extra yard across for them to pick up the 1st down.
In Denver territory now. Handoff to Jason Williams. Picks up 1-yard gain, and Yeah, Albuquerque looking to bring them up to a 2-score lead, but a story of two teams that are punting quite a bit, Gerald, as you see the third down efficiency there. It's been tough. Albuquerque able to convert a couple of them.
Yeah, and they just look, and Denver getting none. Oh, what a
Dive
catch.
over the middle. What a catch indeed in traffic. Getting it up to Jack Wall. He gets the first down.
Jack Wall leaving the Kent Classics and moving on to become sort of a radiation-filled
moving
superhero.
on to brighter teams, brighter uniforms anyway.
So, but he skies up and grabs the ball and pulls it down right as they're starting to approach. They're on the fringe of field goal range at the moment.
First half passing offense for Albuquerque. 7 different players have a catch tonight, spreading it around to just about everybody. That run good for a gain of 3. Michael Knight with a catch. Greg Corky, K. Marion, now Jack Wall also has a reception on the day. And then, of course, Jason Williams, Justin Williams with some receptions out of the backfield as well. Run sets them up with a 3rd down and 2 as we approach the 2-minute warning.
And they're playing ball control right here, right now, right? I think they're trying to use up as much time as they can on this 3rd and 2 right here. I don't see nothing less than a Williams getting the ball with a center.
And run to not a Williams, still picks up the first down. So you were close. It was a run.
The odds were in my favor.
Yeah, but you still lost. Just like you're going to lose our picks at the end of the season. But still a long way to go. 2 minutes to go here in the first half of this one. Albuquerque on the move. Third down and 2. Excuse me, first down and 10. They picked up the 3rd down and 2. Three wide receiver set. 2 minutes to go. Drive, hands it off. Hey, guess what? To Williams. He picks up 4, 2nd down and 6.
I foreshadowed that.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to foreshadow that a handoff to a Williams will happen again at some point in the game, Gerald.
I already did it. You can't do it again. I already did it. I made up nonsense on the fly. Let me have it.
Hey, just like that, the handoff to the Williams happens. Swarmed on defense, though. Picks up 4, 3rd down and 2. We saw the 3rd down conversions earlier on. Albuquerque, so far the only team able to get 3rd down conversions. They have a few now. John Martin already with 7 tackles on the day.
And they're running right up the middle.
Yeah, that's the 3rd and long, too. Now they're going to throw. Jive. Passes down the right side. Oh!
Wait.
Ball was jarred loose. What's the flag on this one? Oh, roughing the passer call. Yeah. Wow. Pass was to backup tight end Billy Baber. Unable to haul it in, but let's take a peek right here. Oh, wow.
Well, and you know what that is right there? I have to give credit to Queen Porter. Why? Because she is very likely frustrating the crap out of Hugo Reynosa.
Yeah.
Her as a rookie, frustrated, and he just wants to get to the quarterback, but she's had only on him all game so far. I think that was a frustration play by Hugo Reynosa.
1st and goal, pass towards the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown. K. Marion gets into the end zone for 6.
K. Marion with her 3rd target, 2nd catch, and she finds herself in the end zone and gives her team a 2-score lead. And we talked about it in the show early on that they have to find a way to get K. Marion more involved, and she's got 3 targets, 2 catches today. She is a game changer, and like I said, they're going up 14 points with this extra point.
Yeah, and to the point of your breakdown of Albuquerque earlier on in the Matt Wilson Weekly Kickoff Show, you talked about how their leading receiver, Justin Williams, with 6 receptions in the opening week. K. Marion only with 1 reception. K. Marion now with 2, and of course the touchdown. And you saw earlier on the graphic, Albuquerque's done a great job at spreading the ball around so far in this game. So some adjustments obviously made, and so far it's paying off as they're up 14-0 over a team that just dismantled their opponent last week.
Yeah, and look, and they learned from last week, right? Being able to see what happened and what they did wrong and how can they adjust game plan and how opponents are prepping for them as well. So, if you go off of that and how opponents, think you're going to do something, throw them a little bit of curveball every once in a while.
Denver going to see if they can get something going here in the final minute. Going to try to do it on the ground. Only a 1-yard pickup. Stick to the ground and see what they can do. R.E. Mills getting his first carry of the ball game, and it looks like Denver's going to be content to just send it to halftime. The Denver Nightwings will receive the ball to start the second half. We'll see. I guess they're just going to head to the locker room and regroup.
Yeah, I mean, they're just going to, I think they'll go to the locker room, lick their wounds, try and figure out, hey, how can we get better offensively? Because right now they're not doing well at all.
Struthers down the right sideline, wanted to see if they could get something going. Tried to hit Logan Keel. Pass is incomplete, and we'll see one more punt before the half.
This is something right here, too, because now, Gene Struthers actually has under 50% passing. They haven't been able to move the ball. It seemed like after that interception, they've had 2 long pass plays that they've actually picked up, but after that, they've had nothing really to do on offense. They've looked really like out of sorts, especially after last week.
Yeah.
Look, they won last week, right? But it was on the heels of their defense giving them in good positions and everything else because Gene Struthers did throw some picks and everything else, right? So they still, and plus it was on the, I think on the feet of Bailey O'Shaughnessy rushing for over 100 yards for him as well last week. So, they got to figure out what they're going to do, go to the locker room and see what Albuquerque's doing against them and maybe, adjust some things to come out and play a little bit different brand of ball.
Jason Williams takes a carry, and that will take us to halftime. Your score after 2 quarters of play, Albuquerque 14, Denver nothing. In the Albuquerque Adams home opener, the Adams out front early on in this one. Gerald, as we head to the halftime break, your thoughts so far on the first half?
Well, I'm wondering if no sooner Denver walked into the stadium, they got some radiation poisoning because they're looking completely different than what they did last week in terms of the yards and the points they put up. So, for Denver, they might have to get some rad away or something like that, something to get that radiation out of their system and come back after halftime, be able to do it. But for Albuquerque, a complete turnaround from what they had last week and being able to move the ball and being able to actually, get some points on the board and utilize the talent that they've acquired in the offseason to get themselves in a position to win this game. And they're entering the second half, I think, with the momentum, especially defensively, and I think they can carry it on and actually do it.
Let's take a quick halftime break presented by Brakes GPT.
We just pulled a full-size Taylor Swift helmet. Shout out to all our Swifties. Travis Kelce. This is a Giants Lawrence Taylor.
Patrick Mahomes.
Chad Johnson with the Ocho Cinco.
We have a Drew Brees.
Is that an O.J. Simpson jersey?
It's an Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my goodness.
Tom Brady! Tom Brady!
Break into the world of sports memorabilia collecting with Brakes GPT, featuring signed football jerseys, helmets, photos, and more. Brakes GPT offers you the shot at winning autographs and authenticated sports memorabilia at a fraction of the price. Join the community of collectors on our Brakes GPT Facebook page and lock in your shot at hitting a humongous headliner on our site, brakesgpt.com.
So like Chat GPT? What does a GPT stand for?
Great photographic things. I'm honestly not sure. That's a good question. All right, Albuquerque gets the ball to start the second half. And they pick right back up where they left off. Looking to capitalize off of scoring a late touchdown in the end of the first half. They get the ball to start the second half here. And they have an opportunity to potentially go up 3 scores.
Yeah, and look, and they find another wide open wide receiver right here, been able to grab the ball and actually get them a first down.
Look at the first half team stats. Albuquerque darn near doubling what Denver was able to produce. Quick pass down the right sideline to Jack Wall is incomplete. Second down and 10.
You know who ain't seen drop a pass yet? It's Kate Marion.
Yeah, every pass goes her way. She catches it.
And they're actually getting more involved too, so which is good.
Ron Haynes in the stat truck says you've just jinxed her.
It happens. I'm good for one a game.
Jive under pressure. Down he goes. Absolutely leveled. Gerald Cumbus with his second sack of the ball game.
It's like the right tackle didn't even pay much attention to him, and he actually come right off and just sped right past him. That was a blitz right there.
Yeah.
Very, very good called blitz by Denver right there. Melanishin came in there, and he got picked up right there by the right tackle, and it allowed the defensive end to go in there and grab that sack. Now it's 3rd and long.
Jive to throw. Has time, throws deep over the middle. That one's incomplete. Michael Knight had his hands on it. Could not haul it in. 6'4" wide receiver target came over from Portland, who folded at the end of last season. Could not haul that one in, though.
Yeah, it hits in your hands like that. You got to catch it, because if you bring that in, you reset the downs, and you're sitting that close to midfield.
Killington punts this one away. Denver will take over at their own 46. That's the story of the first half to me, Gerald, right there on your screen. 12 first downs gained so far for Albuquerque, 2 for Denver. They just can't sustain a drive.
And it was 2, 1 on their very first play from scrimmage to start the game, and then it was midway through the second quarter, the very first play of a drive. They threw it for about 15 to 20 yards, and then that's been it.
Gene
Other than that, they
Struthers,
haven't done anything.
3 of 7 in the first half. He's going to try to pick some yards up on the ground. They'll spot him with a 1-yard gain. That should have been a sack right there, Gerald. He couldn't quite get there in time, but pressure all over the backfield against Struthers.
Yeah, and to come over there, and there's Keenan Samuels coming in with another sack right there coming over, because he was a sack machine last season.
Struthers throws over the middle, picks up half of what they need, and 16 first downs obtained by Denver last week on offense. And this week so far, as we mentioned, only 2. So 10th best in the week.
Yeah, and that was most in the SFL. If I read that graphic correctly last week with 16, and they only got 2.
Yeah, 10th most.
10th most.
Still, in the top half. Oh, what a pick again. A tip and a pick. The tip drill is picked off by Daniel Valentine, and bad goes to worse for the Night Wings. Everything going in Albuquerque's favor so far in this one.
The Radiation Nation is coming through right here in their home opener with a one-handed pick by Daniel Valentine, and they get the ball in really good field position right here. Now they're looking to actually just, having them just putting Denver away right now. If they can somehow take this drive right here, go down there and get a touchdown, Denver's going to be in a position where they're just, it's going to be hard for them to come back.
Jason Williams will run for 5. He's approaching the 50-yard mark on the day. Man, one of the main headlines, I think, from week 1. I know. Listen, we're not even calling a Houston game right now, but I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about it again. 2 100-yard rushers for Houston. That is insane.
It is insane.
I don't know if we'll see that again all season. If we do, I bet you it'll be by
I
Houston.
was about to say we will, and I do believe it'll be by Houston.
Williams
Yes,
trying to hit 100 himself as he just rushes forward for another good chunk of yards, picking up the first down.
Look, and they're getting really good blocking up front right now with Albuquerque right the front. And in my opinion, if you run on the left side of that Albuquerque line and you start running behind Queen Porter on the edge, I do think she's been handling Hugo Reynosa a beating he hasn't had in a long time. That's another one. Did you see her?
Williams.
Hugo Reynosa tried a stunt, and she pancaked him right into the ground. Oh, man.
Yeah, great blocking by the left tackle. The other Williams, Justin Williams, with a nice pickup there, 9.9. Second down 8 inches.
It's I don't know. If you guys are watching at home, you gotta watch that left tackle against Hugo Reynosa, because Queen Porter's got owners on him today.
Albuquerque now with over 100 yards rushing on the day, combined between several players, and that's even including 15 yards lost by Cyrus Jive, trying to run around and make a play happen, but Craig Reynolds, Jason Williams, Justin Williams, even Michael Knight with some rushing yards. Jive to throw down the right sideline. A one-handed catch by Greg Corky. Gets the Adams another first down.
Greg Corky, the old man of the team right here, the receiving core, 13 seasons first with Albuquerque. Showing he still got the swagger stuff in one, handing it while he's wide open and getting themselves inside the red zone, inside the 15. They have got a rhythm right now in Albuquerque, and Denver doesn't have any answer to anything that they're doing right now.
You know, and there's times where a one-handed catch is necessary. Maybe you're in tight coverage and you're jumping up, catch it over somebody's head, or it's way out in front of you and you've got to like lurch forward to try to catch it. That was just for pizzazz. He's just like, yeah, I'm just wide open, but I'm still just going to use the one hand. I got this. Look at it.
Shows these youngsters how it's done.
This is how you catch a one hand, children. Rush up the middle by Reynolds. Only a 1 yard pickup, 3rd down and 5.
And Albuquerque right here, I mean, they stand to get some points right here, right? If they don't do nothing reckless with the ball, at least they're going to, have themselves a field goal attempt right here. But I know they're looking for a touchdown.
4 of 8 on 3rd down. Jive looking towards the end zone, fires, and incomplete. Tried to get it back to Michael Knight. But I think even if he had caught that, Gerald, he was out of bounds.
Yeah, he ran out of real estate right there. I guess he didn't really fully realize exactly where he was, and was more worried about his feet as he approached the back of the end zone and didn't quite look the ball in and just let it go through his hands.
He was thinking about jumping up into the crowd with the football, I think, because he was already halfway to the stands. 4th down and 5, and we'll see another week 2 signing, Ricky Bobby, out onto the field for a field goal try. This one 26 yards out from the right hash. Kick is up. Kick is good. 3-score ball game, 17-0. Albuquerque just sticking it to Denver here in their home opener.
Denver just is not. There's no rhythm. There's nothing. It's like everything that they were going for and did last week was working and working well. And this week, Albuquerque seemingly has prepped for them, and seems like they're actually in the Denver huddle and know what's actually happening and what's going on, it seemingly.
Nice return by Dalton Barker will at least set Denver up in good starting field position. How many likes do we have on this video so far? It's not enough. Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you've got notifications on so you won't miss a minute of SFL and SFLM action, and help the channel grow through your support. 1st down and 10 from the 40. Struthers deep drop, throws over the middle and incomplete. Logan Keel not able to bring it in. And that has been the story of the day for Denver. Gene Struthers, so far through 2.5 quarters of play, Gerald has completed 4 passes.
Man, that's 40%.
Yeah.
It just hasn't been very, very good at all.
6 passes if you count the 2 that went to Albuquerque. On the ground, O'Shaughnessy able to pick up 5, but believe it or not, that puts him just over the 20-yard mark on the day, and that leads the next highest ball carrier by a factor of 5. And the next highest yard total is through Gene Struthers with his 3 rushing attempts where he's taken off with it. He's got 4 yards. Under pressure, ripped down. Chris Porter using that speed, gets into the backfield and gets the sack and ends this drive for Denver.
With such speed, he came right off the edge and just speed rushed right around the tackle. And the tackle could do nothing but kind of just stand there and watch. Chris Porter coming in, leaving Atlanta, coming over here and joining this squad for leaving one green for another shade of green. And then Denver still struggling offense.
Well, 5 yards of offense here in the second half compared to 54 by Albuquerque. And, of course, Albuquerque about to start another drive. We've seen some nice kick and punt returns in this game. Ronnie Shanahan getting a good one there. But, Denver with only 2 possessions here in the second half with a grand total of 5 yards. They had 5 yards on their first possession of the second half, but then threw another pick on a tip drill. And then, of course, 3 and out with no gain at all. See what Albuquerque can do on this drive. Already out in front, 17-0.
Whoa.
Great defensive play by Denver.
That was
Andre Goodman.
That was an opportunity right there for Denver to try and get themselves back in it and just let it go right through his hands. They can't. They in a situation like that, they're going to have to capitalize on it.
First incomplete pass going towards K. Marion. Ruined it.
I'm good for one again, I tell you. Good for one again.
Ron Haynes was very quick to point out when that incomplete pass happened, just so I could shame you publicly.
Well, she tripled her week 1 output catches.
Sure did. Williams almost gets what he needs. Just shy of the line to gain, 4th and inches. And Puntapalooza will continue. Well, maybe it won't, because first, we'll take a retroactive look at the play presented by Retroid. Get your console to play SFL on the go at GoRetroid.com.
Yeah, Chris Porter was not happy with that spot, and he threw the flag down, and I really do think it's a good challenge, right here. I don't think it's going to change, but who knows?
And the ruling on the field does stand, so Albuquerque will be charged with their first timeout. And 3-score lead midway through the third quarter. I'm not sure if that's one I would challenge, but they did. They lost it.
Well,
timeout.
Well, I remember watching a game last week where a man challenged everything in the first quarter or second quarter, whatever. In the first half, football used 2 challenges, and when it was time to review one, he just didn't.
Someone's salty.
Yeah, what do you mean? You want to lie?
Yeah, you had a couple good challenges there in the first quarter.
We won the shirt contest.
Oh, you sure did, yeah. Listen, I'm thinking of buying one of those shirts. Put it in your store. I'll buy it.
I gotta put it in the store.
Yeah, put that in the store. I will buy one. I'll wear it. I'll wear it after every loss that we have.
I'm gonna wear that on the show.
We'll see. I'll have Cam edit that out. There'll be a black square right over you the whole time.
There'll be a talking black square.
Yeah.
That would be
Oh,
so
you
funny.
still have your head. It's just gonna block out the shirt, or we'll do like that mosaic look, you know, with the big pixels. Is that what that's called? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Can't desecrate the show. Denver losing a couple yards on the first play. Finally getting a first down. Mosley more than doubling the yardage output here in the second half with a single catch.
So, if I'm not mistaken, with this one right here is their third first down achieved. One effort every quarter. That's really not.
Yeah, it's not a winning formula.
No.
First downs gained by Albuquerque, 15 on the day.
I don't mean to laugh, but like, God,
That's tough,
it's such a. They put up 34 points last week.
Yeah, you know, I was expecting a much different ball game than what we've seen so far. I mean, Albuquerque, we knew struggled in week 1, but I thought for sure they would make some adjustments and figure some things out for their home opener, and I would argue they have. I mean, you talked about Kay Marion needing to get more involved. She has gotten more involved. She's had 5 passes thrown her way now, 3 completions, 1 for a touchdown. You know, they're getting the run game figured out. They've got over 100 yards on the ground. Jason Williams with about 65 of them. Justin Williams with another 30. You've got Craig Reynolds with 10.
This man is hurt.
Yep, that's not good. Dorsey Levens, the backup halfback, down. Antoine Womack, the other backup halfback, getting warmed up on the sidelines. Adding insult to injury, or injury to insult. Denver's still looking for the first points of the ball game.
I've never quite understood that term. Insult to injury. So if you're injured, you're being insulted? And
Yeah, it'd be like, say, well, let's see what happens here. Struthers over the middle, incomplete.
Nothing happened.
It's Sengo, the intended target. So, like, let's say, you know, you fall down the stairs and you break your leg. You've just gotten injured. And then I laugh at you and say, you fell down the stairs and broke your leg. That's adding insult to injury. It's mean.
Yeah, but you're not insulting them. You're just laughing at them.
Oh,
You fell down because
what have I said? You clumsy.
your legs are dumb.
You're like, is that a 3rd grade insult? Your legs are dumb. What does that even mean? Nice return again. Put that back at about the 12, brought it up to the 27.
I think it basically means your legs are not smart. I don't know.
TJ Frosty says it best right there. Kicking someone while they're already down. So I guess if you fell down the stairs and broke your leg and then it came over and kicked you. That's assault and battery. That's criminal.
I think that's called kicking him while he's down.
Yeah.
You're
That's not the same.
Insulting him. Now, if you use colorful language while you're kicking him.
Well, we won't do that on the air. Not this time, anyway.
I would when I beat Mexico City next season.
You ain't beating us ever. Oh, look at that. There's some defensive fireworks. Great play by Stephon Ford. Just see the replay on that.
Yeah, Ford almost caught it. Could almost caught it and ran it in, and then you would have had some, talk about getting your team back in it if you can do something like that. You know, being able to pick off a pitch play and take it in, because their offense isn't scoring any points. Their offense only got 3 first downs all game long.
Jive to throw on 2nd and 15. Pass over the middle. That one's incomplete, bringing up a 3rd and 15. And an opportunity for Denver to try to get the ball back and get some points on the board. You know, Gerald, I know you missed it, but at the convention when Indianapolis beat Minnesota, Mickey Melillo got so mad that he went and physically attacked Mike O'Neill and headbutted him right in the face so hard that I thought Mike was about to pass out. Literally had to walk around and shake it off for a while. Couldn't even, nice first down pickup. Couldn't even play the flag football game the next day because he was still experiencing some vertigo. So, you know, that of course was an injury, right? You know, I mean, Mike O'Neill got headbutted hard in the face by a very aggressive Sasquatch. BJ Loveless, who saw it happen, laughed at him. So that's adding insult to injury. He laughed at him as he just got pummeled in the face by a Sasquatch's head.
Well, that's why I left when I did, because I knew Indy was going to beat them.
Yeah.
And I didn't
And
want
the
the
Sasquatch was just gonna start
tackling
attacking.
me and busting my face up.
Right. Well, it's good to keep yourself safe.
And Mike O'Neill's a pretty man. I hope it didn't crooked his nose.
No, I
face.
checked. No, he's still just as pretty as he was at the beginning of the convention.
Not quite as pretty as Cameron.
Well, that's just because of the hair.
Yeah.
Those flowing locks.
I wish I had flowing locks.
You have no locks.
It's true.
Very nice pickup by Williams as he gets even closer to the 100-yard mark. 3 quarters down. 10 minutes remains here in Albuquerque as the Adams home opener. They're out in front. 17-0 over the Denver Nightwings. You're watching the Simulation Football League on YouTube.
Presentation of the Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
I'm Mike Daggs. He's Gerald Smith. Ron Haynes, Rochelle Colston with us on stats, Cameron Irvine and his luscious hair back at SFL Studios on production. Albuquerque content to keep it down to the ground, and why not? They're finding success in the running clock.
Yeah, look, and it's and as long as they continue to have success in the running game like they have, Jason Williams is now starting to approach 100 yards on the ground. Like you mentioned earlier, they already have a combined 100 yards on the ground already, but they're controlling the line of scrimmage.
Controlling the line of scrimmage indeed. Jason Williams picks up even more yards, gets 6 on the carry, 3rd down and 3. They converted a 3rd and I want to say 15 earlier on in this drive as we see an updated yardage total from Williams.
He's grinding it out, and he's getting like almost 5 yards of carry on the ground.
Third and 3. Now the first down achieved, and the clock will continue to roll in what could potentially be not only Albuquerque's first win in the majors, but I mean, they're knocking on the door of a shutout right now, Gerald. It's still plenty of time left to play, but Denver's offense hasn't shown us anything yet.
Yeah,
Certainly not the 34-point offense we saw last week.
No, and look, and it's credit to Albuquerque, right? The way they're playing defense, and they're starting to play this Super Bowl-controlled offense, and this is a very, very good offense that Albuquerque has been running, because last week they were only averaging 2 yards per carry. And looking at it now, they're probably somewhere between, they probably more than double that right now. They're getting over at least probably 4 yards per carry, almost 5 yards per carry for their back. So the way they've actually turned this offense around in the run game and all across the board, and even on defense side of the ball, they're doing well.
And go back down to Michael Knight. He's able to pick up a bunch as well. And yeah, they're Albuquerque currently right at about the 4 yard per carry mark.
But they are doing well, and they're bleeding clock all at the same time with a 3-score lead. So, if they can come away, with a touchdown here, I think it all but seals it. I think it's pretty much sealed already, but I would call it game. Even if they get
touchdown,
if they get a touchdown, but it could be game already. Oh, what a move!
And Williams getting inside the red zone. Great juke. Get the yards he needed. First down and 10 at about 17-yard line.
The way he sidestepped and kind of juked out of that right there was quite the move by him. That's why you get this guy to come over your team, being in the league for 13 seasons.
A poll in the chat. What happened tonight? Albuquerque got film and took it to Denver, or Denver was just beating up on a struggling Queen City team? Which one do you think?
I don't doubt the coaching ability of Jeremy Vega. I think just Albuquerque, looked at the film and actually got the drop and knew what Denver was going to do, and they've actually game planned pretty well for it. I mean, look, this coaching staff, you mentioned it in our show. This coaching staff at Albuquerque is known for winning. Yes, it was at the minor league level, winning 3 championships, but it's a championship all the same. They don't just give championships away.
Drive to throw on third down, end zone touchdown, and that could be the ball game. Jack Wall, hashtag throw it to the tight end. Albuquerque, I think it's safe to say, even with all this time left, Gerald, they're going to walk out of here with a win.
I would say so too. And Jack Wall doing what he has done all of his career. He's known for catching the ball in traffic. And what does he do? He's not afraid to go over the middle, doesn't avoid contact, and still is able to bring the ball in and hold it for a touchdown. And like you just mentioned, this seals it for Albuquerque. The only thing we have left now is still up in the air is Albuquerque going to go for the shutout, or is Denver going to put some points on the board? And that's missed.
Wide left on the extra point for the rookie.
Never trust a left with a kicker.
Yeah. Bad things happen. You can never trust him?
Yeah, I would never trust him. Not to kick a ball.
Apparently not.
Is that wide left?
It was wide left. I don't think I've ever had to say wide left. Especially not on an extra point. Those are usually gimmies. So 24 votes on the poll. 75% of you feel that Albuquerque got film and halted Denver. I think it's a combination of both. I mean, I've really got to go with option C, which was not presented, as the poll is now complete at 24. I feel like, listen, historically speaking, Denver they struggled last season. They've struggled for the last few seasons. Queen City has as well. I think Denver definitely was sticking it to a team that they were able to stick it to. And now they're going up against a different opponent. Yeah, obviously, Albuquerque made some adjustments. They scored 1 touchdown last week against a powerful Atlanta team that really stuck it to them. So definitely some adjustments by Atlanta, but also I think I feel mean saying it, but almost artificial success by Denver going up against a team that they were just able to score on.
Well, if you're going to be any team in week 1, right, that's in any team in any week, that's such a toss-up in the air, because not many teams do a lot of have enough film work on another squad, right? A lot of coaching changes happen, player personnel changes happen. So if it's a toss-up of any week on who's going to win, it is going to be, week 1. So, but I'm not going to take anything away from Denver, right? I'm just not, right? I like, giving credit where credit is due. Yeah, oh no,
that's adding insult to injury, Gerald. That's the example right there.
Well, yeah, they already beaten them up and they insulted them by taking the ball away.
Exactly.
But not by laughing at them. Now, if they fumbled and I laughed at them, I don't know if it'd be fun. If that would be an insult, it would be funny.
Cyrus Jive with his first multi-touchdown, 0-interception game since October 14th, 2023.
Don't blame me for this one. If it happens, do not blame me for this.
Okay.
Because the game isn't over yet. But I don't want to get blamed for it.
Blamed for what?
Jinxing it.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's still 5 minutes to go. Anything could happen.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I didn't make that graphic.
Second down and 8. The only time Denver has ever been shut out was, ironically, last season, not even that long ago, in week 11. It's back on March 22nd of this year.
Oh, what?
Look at this. Justin Williams gets up to about the 30. Denver was in Fort Lauderdale taking on the Florida Storm. And the defending champs took it to them 19-0. Denver's only shutouts they've experienced. And they've played quite a bit, Gerald. 181 games, and they've only been shut out the one time. But if they do get shut out tonight, that graphic right there tells you the story.
They have 4 first downs, 1 per quarter.
You can't do that. 4 first downs, and they've got a turnover now as well. Yeah, on the ground. They've got a fumble. They also already had 2 turnovers thrown by Gene Struthers. One of them on the very first drive of the ball game.
Albuquerque is looking really good in week 2 here. A complete turnaround on what they're doing now. Can we say that about Albuquerque? Hey, did Albuquerque just beat up on a struggling Denver team? Is that what we're going to do? Are we going to, add insult to their win? Is that a thing?
No, you just made that up.
An insult to their healthy?
Yeah, it doesn't quite have the same ring to it.
But I mean, look, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, we can say the same thing about Albuquerque beating Denver here, right? But I think that they've earned this one. They've done the film study.
They sure have.
They've actually went to work and did it. They knew they had a problem with the run game, and what they have leaned on, they've leaned behind Queen Porter, because I think in that game last week they may notice, hey, look, she could be a dominating force, on our offensive line, and if we run behind her, everything could be good to go.
Next Friday night, we'll be back, Gerald, with more Friday Night Football in Week 3. Fort Worth Thoros at Atlanta Swarm. Game will kick off at 8 p.m. Eastern Time after the Matt Wilson Weekly Kickoff Show, which will be at 7:30 p.m. Eastern.
So,
we're back all season, baby.
Bugs and Bulls.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like either of those. One is an old division rival.
Right.
Look at Williams, Jason Williams getting over 100 yards.
Sure did.
And one of them's a new division rival. Well, I don't know if it's a rivalry if you beat somebody up all the time.
Right. Yeah, that's just kind of a beatdown, I think is what they call it.
Ownage?
Yeah, ownage. Ownage for sure.
So I can safely say we own Atlanta. I can safely say that Fort Worth owns us. I don't think we've ever beaten Fort Worth.
It's too bad. You should try it sometime. It's fun.
Maybe I can put like horns on my horse versus their bull and see which one would win.
A single horn right out the forehead. A unicorn.
Why not?
So
give it some wings.
Yeah.
Make it a Pegasus.
Maybe then you'll win. First 100-yard game since October 28th, 2023 for Jason Williams, crossing that century mark. So big storyline for next week, Gerald, as we hit the 2-minute warning here in Albuquerque. Adams in full control of this one, 23-0. Major storyline for next week will be Marcus Dunhill's return to Atlanta for the first time since last playing for that franchise. So I'm sure he's still got many fans in Atlanta.
You're a fan.
I was until he ran all over the Aztecs. Shifty little bugger. Speaking of bugs, first time out called by the Nightwings.
He won a championship his last season there, MVP in championship the same season, Marcus Dunhill, for the Atlanta Swarm. So very, very.
He's a great player.
Very great.
All the respect to him. As much as I hate watching him beat me up. Nothing but love.
I just want every team to lose but mine.
Well, I think that's what every coach and owner wants.
No, like every single team. Like 23 losses and only 1 win.
Well, it's nice to want things, I guess. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, I wanted to win last week.
You did, but you need to play better than the Mexico City Aztecs to do that. It's hard to do.
They're the Mexico something.
Oh, will you stop it? No, I'm not buying a shirt. Left-footed kicker misses again.
I told you, never trust them. I'm sorry, Ricky. I don't
Bobby.
mean that.
Maybe he's a right-footed kicker and he just doesn't know he's doing it wrong.
It's the radiation.
It's the radiation. It got to him.
I don't know.
He should try switching it up. See if he can kick with his right foot. Missed extra point now. Missed field goal. Denver gets the ball at their own 20.
He's going to come out next week and kick it with his right foot and figure out we was right.
You've changed my life. Struthers gets a completion to Mosley. Gets the first down. Denver burns their final timeout. Week 2 continues tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern when the Vancouver Legion try to avoid an 0-2 start against the dominant run game of the Houston Headhunters. Late night action sees the unbeaten Carolina Skyhawks go to 1-0 Fort Worth. Those matchups and more tomorrow night right here on SFL YouTube. Struthers down the right side again, this time connecting with Logan Keel. His second catch of the ball game. Gerald comes very late in on the action. Struthers rolls out right, throws to double coverage, stops the clock with 1:31.
Yeah, and I still don't think that this place selection is very good either, right? I just don't think they have, place selection here, right? And I think what their success was last week, they was able to run the ball as well as they had last week, and they didn't have to depend on the passing game. But now this week, they have to depend on it, and it's just not working.
Dylan Lewis gets the completion. Gets the first down. They'll go into the hurry up as we see Struthers' updated numbers. Back down the right side, his third pick of the day will seal it. Bryant James puts the cap on this one. A trio of interceptions thrown by Struthers. William Patterson got one. Daniel Valentine got one. Now Bryant James gets the pick. As we see the last 10 pass attempts by Struthers. He actually got on a little bit of a roll there for a minute. Too little, too late. So Denver will be served with their second shutout in team history. Albuquerque, their first win as a major league franchise. Gerald, we talked about it in the kickoff show, how Albuquerque Adams, three-time SFLM champions, and now getting the call up to the major league. Looked like they struggled in week one, but man, if this isn't a convincing win for their fans, I don't know what would be. Pitching a shutout in their home opener in front of their home crowd, what better way to do it?
And they came in and actually showed, hey, look, we can play in this league, despite what how it shaked out last week, and and for them, right, I think it's validation for themselves as well, right? Like, hey, we can compete, hey, we can coach here, because they assembled a very, very quality team, right, with from top to bottom, offense and defense, right? They assembled all these players in there. They got players from from quite a few players from Seattle/Chicago. They got some from Atlanta, right? To come over to actually get themselves in a situation where they can put up a performance like this. And it's complete opposite of what they actually did last week. Gave up a ton of points, didn't score a whole lot. They put up a ton of points and gave up none.
23-0 your final here in Albuquerque. The Denver Nightwings will fall to 1-1 on the season. The Adams will improve to 1-1. Next up for the Denver Nightwings in week 3, they return home and they will take on the currently 1-0 Bossier City Steamers Sunday, July 28th at 9:15 p.m. For Albuquerque, they head into the bye week, and then in week 4, they will be at Baltimore on Sunday, August 4th at 6:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Coming up tomorrow, we've got plenty of games. Got Houston at Vancouver, Pittsburgh at Canton, Carolina at Fort Worth, Lexington at Queen City. More games on Sunday, and then, of course, the Monday Night Spectacular as well. Gerald, your final thoughts here.
Well, Albuquerque laid it out and showed the league what they're made of, and Denver, I think, just had a hiccup, and we're going to see how it's going to shake out as the season progresses.
This has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League on YouTube. For Gerald Smith, Ron Haynes, Rochelle Colston, Cameron Irvine, and Matt Wilson, who's always with me in spirit, I'm Mike Daggs. Thanks for joining us. Be kind to one another. Always choose happy, and have a great night.